One of the things I'm most excited for with James Gunn's Superman, of course releasing in theaters next July, is that not only is it kicking off the DCU, but is kicking off the DCU with some strong world building. We have a lot going on here in this film, and it's all set to build out this universe that will, of course, expand to the DCU, which is really exciting. That's why, yes, it's a Superman movie, but we also have a Green Lantern in here. We also have Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, and so many others. So that's something I'm really excited about. And we've seen set photos the other day. We got our first look at Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific in the film. He looked terrific, pun intended. So we've been awaiting, we want our first looks at these other characters as well. And on Twitter, it was being said today we might get our first looks at Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. And lo and behold, a couple minutes later, we get this. So, here we have it, folks. Our first official look at Hawkgirl and Green Lantern in James Gunn's Superman. So, interesting stuff going on here. Hawkgirl, she's got, of course, the classic helmet. She's got her mace. You don't really get a great, front-on look at her, but she looks pretty decent so far. Guy Gardner, interesting look. He does indeed have the redhead bowl cut. Nathan Fillion looks great. It's just so cool to see that Green Lantern logo being featured in a movie once again. I do wish his suit was more green than white. But there is, I believe, an explanation for that, because if you look closely at his chest, you can see this very specific logo. Now, no, that's not the Green Lantern logo. It's a different logo. That's the Lord Tech logo, which you can see also featured on the costume of Mr. Terrific. So it seems that all of our characters here are working for Maxwell Lord, who, of course, sometime last year we got official news that Sean Gunn had been cast as Maxwell Lord in the DCU. It wasn't said officially where he would make his DCU debut, if it would be in Superman or a different project. We didn't know for sure, but we all kind of assumed it would be Superman, and we still don't know for a fact, if he's going to show up, but there's definitely going to be references to him. There's already been a set photo showing the Lord Tech logo, so I think it's interesting that we have all these heroes working for Maxwell Lord, especially because it's a Justice League type team, and Maxwell Lord, of course, most of the time is seen as a villain. That's, of course, how he was in Wonder Woman 1984, but in the comics, he is kind of more of an anti-hero. He is actually sometimes a hero full-on, and he was actually one of the organizers of the Justice League at one point, so it seems like they're going to be doing a similar storyline here in the DCU. I believe it was the Justice League International version of the team that was led by Maxwell Lord. So I think that there is really interesting alone. But here we have some more looks. There's another great look at, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, and we have Hawkgirl up in the air with Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. But the big thing here, also, Superman just looks fantastic. So loving that suit. But the question is, who is this character in blue? Now, of course, that's a blue screen suit, so it's just like green screen. It's just a suit that obviously there's going to be CGI on there. But that then leaves the question of, okay, who is that going to be? Now, the other day, it was talked about that maybe this blue screen character could be one of our villains of the film, whether that's Ultraman or Bizarro, but it's being said there's going to be an evil version of Superman in this film, played by David Corenswet. So that's why, especially after seeing photos like these, where you can see David in the Superman suit doing this specific pose, saving a girl, and then you can later see the blue screen suit doing the same exact pose, the question is that also supposed to be David Corenswet? But it's just there's two David Corenswets in the scene because they're both Superman, just one of them's evil. So that's one possibility there. But another possibility is this blue screen suit character, maybe not in that scene, or maybe also in that scene, but at least in the scene with the rest of our heroes. Maybe it's Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho, because now he is the only one of those Justice League members that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen our first official look at, and he's the one that makes the most sense to just go full CGI, because I don't think you could really pull it off accurately with makeup, prosthetics. I mean, you probably could, but I think it will look better with CGI. So that's my best guess here. So technically, kinda, we have our first look at Metamorpho in the film as well. But at least for now, we do have our first look at Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. I will say I don't love them as much as I love the Superman and Mr. Terrific suits. But we also don't have as good of looks at them yet. You know, I'm making this video pretty much right after the images came out, so there will probably be more throughout the day. But either way, I'm still really excited for this film. This gets me more hyped up. Again, world building, people. The DCU is happening. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these first looks at some of our Justice League members in James Gunn's Superman? So, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.